it's time we bring in McBiggie and Guilty. If they're still there. Hello, hello. Are you guys still there?
We are. Yep. Or I am.
Awesome. Guilty? No Guilty?
I'm here.
Okay, Guilty is here. We're gonna wait for some people to be able to join in and stuff before we really start getting to it. Um, but yeah, how are you guys doing?
Doing
Good,
good,
man.
man.
Doing good.
Doing good. Coming down with the colds, thanks to the kiddo, but
Oh no, that's not good.
no. We
Didn't you
both
just
got it.
didn't you just get done being sick?
Well, she did. So I avoided all the sicknesses and now I am finally
Oh,
got it, I guess.
yeah, now it's your turn.
You.
I feel that. Fallen, we are talking about the Boyd House evidence recap. We did an overnight stay over there October 30th. It was the day before Halloween. So, no, we would have stayed overnight the 29th, leaving on the 30th. There we go. That's how long it's been.
Yeah, it's been a bit.
It's been a bit. Well, there was so many different directions and stuff to go with this where like it was really hard to navigate what would the best light be to put on um this investigation and future investigations. So I guess like right now it's still a huge experiment and we'll kind of learn as we go, but I'm liking this path. What do you guys think?
I think it's great. I mean, a lot of people kind of don't go in depth like you guys have gone. And I like that you approached it very skeptical, which is important too, because you don't want to just be selling something.
Right. Yeah. I think Guilty really came through with staying staying the skeptic for sure. It
So
was it was really awesome having you around because as we might all know, like I'm a believer. Okay, I grew up with the kind of stuff happening my entire life. Going from seeing them in my bedroom or seeing what they would describe as tree spirits in the woods and stuff as I went out there as a kid. But and then so McBiggie, what's your story? Would you like to
Oh
share
yeah,
it? Yes.
sure, sure.
Okay.
I grew up a little different than most most people. I would see things that aren't there. Um, I'd have conversations with things that weren't there, and things would be happening all around me, or I'd be um, getting certain events that just you can't explain. Like you just there's no logical reason. Like I'm a pretty analytical person, and when you're literally like I have absolutely no idea, but it made it very strange because when I was at a very young age, I remember my mom telling me this story. I was 3 years old, and we were living in this pretty kind of old place, and in the bedroom, I remember saying to my mom, I said, "There's bad stuff in there," and she was like, "What do you mean?" And the room was always really cold, and I would tell her that I would see people that were dead and were in the closet, and sometimes devils come out and stuff like this. And I'm 3,
Holy man.
and so my my brother saw them at that time too, but he slept in that room. So I slept in a different room, and then eventually my brother was like running screaming to my mom and dad so much that they moved him to me my room too. But you would go in that room and it would be about 5 to 6 degrees colder than anywhere in the house, and especially the closet. So the really strange part was is when you're going like you can register scientific proof of like, hey, this is colder, but why? The register worked. There's literally no reasons for that room to be any different than any others. But then I would start telling them things like, we told my mom that the man who used to live in the house was shot, and we found out later that he'd been murdered there and he got shot.
Gee,
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, so like there was things like that, but also stranger things too, because I've seen the good, I've seen the bad, and it's kind of stuck with me my entire life. It's gotten better now because I understand how to live with it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Turn Not necessarily turn it off, but there are definitely points when I'm like, okay, or there are points where I'm like, piss off, I'm trying to sleep.
Right. So that following you as you like all the way up to today and stuff like that, that's kind of what brings you here to this conversation. You were someone there while we were doing the live investigation that stayed the entire night until we ended up falling asleep. Um, and you were able to see things that most people wouldn't be able to, correct?
Yeah, well, yeah. So the really strange part was is I actually didn't know anything about the house um at all. I hadn't even heard of it. And I remember we were going to watch your stream, and there was this old lady. Well, she was young, but she was in old clothes with this two kids, and they came to me, and I was going like, "Why are you here?" And they were telling me things like, for example, the pain room that came from the kid.
Yep.
The man in the house was very scary. That came from the wife. And it was really weird because then it kind of, when I found out from you that they had, when I saw that painting on the above the piano, um, it gave me chills because I was like, oh, damn, this is connected to what you're doing.
Right.
And that was kind of a really strange one. So, like, for example, when you were in that blue room, every friggin' fiber of my being was like, get out!
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, oh,
So I'm kind of pulling up pictures as you were talking about individual rooms and stuff.
that's
So
the blue room. Yeah.
this would be the blue room that Make Biggie is referring to. This is the room that we would enter, and at one point throughout in the investigation, and the first messages I was getting was get out" from Big Biggie, and
Yeah.
then
Stop.
yeah, and then this would be the piano room where there's the
Yeah.
painting inside the living room and stuff.
So there's a
Um,
point in that when you were doing your stream where that whole corner got so dark. And when that corner got dark, it was after you came back up the stairs and that thing followed you.
mhm,
And it stayed there. And I was like, oh God. But the really strange part of that house was a lot of the items were placed. So it created spirit restlessness. And so
right,
it's like strange. It's almost like the spirits of the house aren't the ones of the house now because there's these new ones. And
right.
because I think the owner purposely buys haunted things and puts them in there, um,
Wait,
which is odd.
yeah, and I think the owner has come out and actually said that. So
Oh, that's good.
yes, yes.
But there was like, I would say when Guilty was in the hallway, I could tell he in the dark when you're doing your Estes session that
Mhm.
I could tell how uncomfortable he was because he kept looking
that
to
was
his
the
right.
most freaked out I was. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
So
if I told you what was in that doorway, you would have not slept.
do I have a picture of that hallway? I don't think I took a picture up there. Well,
Probably not, but it was
here's
like pitch
here's
black.
kind of a picture. So the hallway that Mick Biggie is referring to when we did the Estes session. So um
Yeah,
Guilty
he was
Snipes
in
would have been
between.
sitting right
Yeah,
here, and then
yeah.
I was inside this little cubby door over here. And then
Oh man.
Okay, so this is the painting room, and then the pain room that McBiggie's referring to is this room. Now, one of my favorite bits of evidence comes from this room while we're sitting down, or no, we just left to go review some evidence during the stream, and something happens down here that was very, very interesting. What
So
is
I
up,
think you were on
Cynthia?
the you were at the second time in there, and you were sitting in one of the plastic chairs to the side, and there was a small child beside you, but then there was like something not nice standing in behind the chair that had the reading meter, and
Right.
that one was wild.
So
Mm.
this was kind of the setup the next day. This is how it was when we were doing the investigation. After moving the chairs, and McBiggie, are you referring to this metal green chair right here?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you had propped the read the meter right on there, and you guys had left. But I kept saying there's an outline behind that chair, and I was like, you can
Yep.
see it, and then the meter was going off.
So you ended up seeing the meter go off?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was watching the whole thing, and
What?
when I was watching it, I was like, there is something. It was standing by the brick, like so. If you see that photo there, it came in the room by through the mirror, like right by the mirror, and then it
Mm,
went right in behind the chair and was just waiting. And then you guys had basically left, and then you could see the outline on the stream. Is nuts.
okay, okay. Interesting. Cause like when it comes to seeing the figure behind the chair, uh, like I still haven't been able to spot it. Um, do you
The
think
outline.
it yeah, do you think it was like just something that
It
like
could be
you were
something
able
I
to
was just
see
seeing.
because
Yeah,
of
it's
what you've
possible.
always seen, that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Um, I guess like the out it wasn't really an outline. It was kind of noise with the phone camera facing the video camera flip out screen like that.
Oh yeah.
So that that's I thought I saw an outline, but at the same time it kind of looked like that. So I really feel like it's probably something that you were able to see.
That's possible. See, sometimes that's what is unfortunate is that I have to double take sometimes where
Yeah,
I'm like, wait, you don't see? Okay. So it's that's very possible.
yeah. Because I think at the same time, sometime during the live investigation, you mentioned that you really wish that we could just see through the infrared camera,
Yeah.
um, instead of looking through the fold out screen, because you had mentioned that there was some noise and stuff or and things getting in the way as well. So
Yeah, well, and especially like when you were upstairs by the TV, that was another time where I was like, "Hey, there's something behind you."
hmm, yeah,
And then we got that really cool footage. So
yes. So um right now we got about 6 people in here. Would you guys want to get started, or should we wait
sure,
on a little bit more?
up to you, man.
Yeah. Um, let me get back to the files here. Start opening things up. I think. See here. So to start out with, we ended up doing a EVP session down in the basement. That was the very first place that we decided to go and start conducting our investigation. While we were down there, I wasn't able to catch anything on the EVP. Um, even after reviewing, sadly, now through like the first half of the investigation, now this is something that I've learned never ever to do, which and it'll become clear as we continue going through the uh pieces of evidence. Um, but I was deleting. voice recordings because I wasn't able to hear them during or in that moment. Trying to listen to it through the voice recorder itself. Horrible idea. Yes, big ope. That will not happen anymore.
Lesson learned.
Yes,
Lesson learned.
lesson learned. So, a little bit later after the EVP, we did a spirit box session. Um, there was a couple moments where it did seem like it was a pretty um it was like it was an intelligent response to some of the questions that we were asking. I'm gonna see if I can find the clip. Okay, yeah, that was it right there.
Down here too.
Okay, one second, guys. Go ahead and fill this space as I look, if you guys would like. Gonna see if I can find that spot.
Is there anybody down here with us?
So it was actually during this clip right here.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for the shout out.
You got it.
Let's go.
1 second, guys.
Kills. Yep.
So you guys will see that blurps are muted at the moment because this will be going up on YouTube, and I don't want any kind of sounds or anything being played for the YouTube listeners as they're trying to listen to some of the evidence. Okay, so I think it was in this part where there was some intelligent responses to some of the questions that I was asking.
Wants to interact? Welcome, Northbeard. Hello there, Northbeard. Welcome to the live stream. Where are you? Up here. Dude, no way. I heard up here. No way.
So let's go back a little bit.
Up here. Where are you? Up here.
So I'm at that moment during that spirit box session, we I ended up hearing a man's voice reply up here when I was asking where are you? So that was pretty crazy. That was like right out the bat. As soon as the investigation started, uh very interesting. I would say it started relatively slow at the beginning of the investigation. Other than this part of it, um, but when things picked up, it picked up pretty quick.
Yeah, it escalated very quickly.
It had a very steep escalation. um, uh, and not only that, it was like it would get very dark feeling, almost like a constricted feeling. It was a very weird experience, especially it being our first ever paranormal investigation. So that it was cool. It was cool at the same time, but really happy that we had what's up, Master? But yeah, really happy that we had Mick Biggie and Jada Jules and everybody else in chat with that kind of like stuck around and gave us kind of like, hey, come on, man, let's keep going, that kind of stuff. So
Well, it's scary. Like, it doesn't matter how tough you are, it's scary.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's you're in the dark, you can't see anything, and then you're like, is that my mind? Is that my fear? Is that real?
Right.
Yep.
Yep. So
Dude,
the reason why I think this was an intelligent response is because I believe it responds again shortly after to a second question. The third question that I asked, and then it said, what did it say? Totally or something? I don't think that was an actual reply. It'd be really hard for me to say anything about um a spirit from a different era using today's dialogue. Does that make sense, McBiggie and Guilty?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to a certain extent, but I mean, I've seen things from way different eras, um, that don't necessarily, that shouldn't necessarily be there.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
mean, dead is dead in your timeline, but time is inevitable, right? So
Right.
it keeps rolling regardless because you can't destroy energy.
Very true. That's actually a really good point.
no way. I heard up here. No way.
So,
Was that you that just talked?
on top of all of this, energies were super high. Okay. And it was because, like, right before we started our investigation, we were experiencing footstep like sounds upstairs. And that was like our very initial experience walking into the house and kind of sitting around, and you kind of sit there and you start hearing something walking around upstairs and whatnot. That was interesting. And then on top of that, I was relatively new to streaming, and so I was dealing with the anxiety, high viewer count, everything like that. So that's another lesson learned, is that uh, try and keep the calm. Make sure that we stay level headed. I do believe that because of the high energy that I had at the moment, maybe that was one of the reasons why it was so hard to capture or get any kind of interaction towards me personally. Um, but yeah.
Well, they do feed off of energy in a way, like a magnet or a battery, but the calmer you are, the more perceptive you are.
Hmm.
So that's potentially where what you're what you're at with that.
Yeah, that, I guess that's what I was trying to refer to.
Can you do it again?
Where are you? I told you.
So it was those
Is
couple
that
of
you talking
replies,
to us through the spirit box?
and then that totally. That's the one I'm like, I don't know. But as Mick Biggie said, I mean, it could be possible that um even though you died, energy still carries on through time, and so you might be able to kind of pick up on whatever's going on, like in our timeline. Is that what you were trying to say, McBiggie?
I mean, I've
Or
seen,
am I explaining that right? I should say.
I mean, yeah, kind of. I mean, it's more like the lady that I saw was dead in the 1800s. Still looked the same she was when she was dead. So the reality is it's irrelevant for them. It's relevant for us. So usually there's a lot of explanation that has to happen.
Right.
But for the most part, they've been stationary in that area for a long time. So they typically don't leave their sites of de origin. So they traverse a lot differently than we would comprehend. But it's very strange in trying to explain like how they function without the rules of physics, I guess.
Right. S- So in my notebook it says video 5. I heard a voice reply in the basement after a question. Um, where I don't think it was video 5 though, because I'm on video 5, and that's actually one of my favorite pieces of um evidence.
Dude, I forgot to press. Oh, I think I.
So I don't think it was that one either. This one? So dummy me, I forgot to put down timestamps of some of the videos. Most of them I got the timestamps, but if I remember right. Now, I really wish I would have got this reply on this EVP recording, and I may have. I really may have, but because I was deleting things, even it was about it was right after the pain room. That's when I started not deleting EVP recordings. Um, thankfully. But yeah, so right during the beginning of the investigation, all the way into the pain room, I was deleting EVP recordings because I wasn't able to hear them while reviewing them live on stream. Horrible mistake. Pair of underwear.
You live and learn, dude.
Right, right. I would
I
have.
mean, you wouldn't have known, right? Like the thing is at the time it made sense.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Again, lesson learned. So, um, but so at this moment, this is where I wish I would have been able to catch this on EVP. I heard it 2 times throughout the investigation. Um, none of it was caught on EVP. I think the second time was I wasn't doing an EVP recording, but this time I was, and yeah, it just would have been super awesome to be able to hear it. But at this moment,
You guys are talking to me?
what did I ask? So I ask if they're comfortable talking to me.
Are you comfortable talking to me? You guys are. Did you hear that?
So at that moment, I ask, do you feel comfortable talking to me? And as I asked that question, um, it was maybe a couple seconds later, there was a small delay, and then I heard a small person's voice out by the stairway saying either hello or no. Um, that was crazy. That blew my mind.
It was no.
It was no.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. And it did seem like that throughout the investigation where they were kind of hesitant. And
It was because of where you were though.
right.
You're in the room where they are not comfortable. It wasn't about you per
Oh, okay.
se, but where you were located. Because
Yeah, I
that kid,
suppose. Yep.
so when you were down there before, I remember I said a boy was on the stairs and he just ran up the stairs.
Yep.
That's basically as far as he'll go down.
Oh, okay. Okay. Again, uh like I wish we could record through your eyes, McBiggie, every once in a while.
Me
Because
too.
that would have been amazing to see. I think when we were down there, we had thought that we saw an orb shoot from down in the basement up to the stairs. Let's actually go ahead. I'll pull up that video. Now, I struggle with that video, that piece, just because
That was a really.
just because of the furnace running. Um, it, there was there was more times than not that we all thought that we saw an orb, um, but the furnace was running. Dust is flying all over the place. It's just really hard. And then upon further review, as I was watching, let's see if it's actually in this one itself. Yep, it is. It's actually right here. As I get up,
Yeah, spirit box.
It's on.
we see something
No,
come
it's on.
flying around. Now we thought that orb or dust particle went up the stairs and disappeared about like right here. Now with further review, I noticed that it just kind of did a circle. It didn't go up the stairs, sadly. Let's slow things
Oh,
down
hang
a
on.
little bit.
Rewind. You'll see it in a sec. Go back just a touch.
Okay. How far?
A couple seconds. And watch the stairs right before you come into frame.
Was it?
It was basically like
My
when you were
camera?
about done. It was like basically when you were about done. Like, so I think you went. Yeah, I think you went too far back.
Was it right here? Yeah. Yeah, it's right here. So this is what I was talking about.
So do you see that? Hold on. You just
Oh,
go back just you'll watch it in a sec here. Back it up a bit.
it's right here.
Look a little bit more and you'll see the top. Watch the top stair. Right there.
No,
And then you see it. So the one that was the lint is moving down to the right, but the
Yep.
other one moves up the stairs.
Oh, there's another one that moves up the stairs.
Yeah.
Said it's right before I come back into frame.
Do you see that?
So
So it's bright and it goes up to the left and disappears, and then you'll see the other one that moves across to the right.
there's like a slight lag in our in the stream feed, so trying to find the location.
Oh, you went too far back.
Too far back. So it's about the same time that that dust particle shoots off to the right,
Yes, right here.
right here.
See it? See that? Hold on. Right there. You see that? That white or the top of the stair.
We're at like right here.
Right here. If you hit play, look at the top of the stair. Yep. See that?
no, it's
Then
See
the
it?
dust particle goes to the right. And watch. Keep watching. That's the other one. So there's two. But the actual orb goes up to the left and runs up the stairs. That was the boy.
Oh. So are you talking about
Right there. You
this
see it?
this piece right here
Yep. Yep. Did you see
okay.
that?
But it doesn't go up the stairs though. I'm not seeing it go up the stairs. I'm seeing it so it shoots off and then it
One
comes
comes down
back
and one
around.
goes up, which means that goes against the physics of airflow. So at this time, they both in the vicinity should have been going the same direction, not simultaneously in two.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
watch, that one goes up. See, that goes up. The other one to the right is already coming down.
Right.
I see
That
one go down.
you saw the one that goes down, right? So
Yeah,
down
so-
this way, and then
Yeah,
Mick
but there's
Bakey
another
and
one
I
going up.
we're talking about the one that kind of like shoots upwards and does kind of like a U-turn halfway through, and it comes back.
Which would make no sense, because if you had a downdraft, it would be going down, not up.
Right. So that one is plausible, I suppose. I would label it plausible just because the furnace is running, there's airflow. It's so hard to prove orbs when there's airflow. Would we be able to agree on that? That's tough.
It's okay. This one's nothing compared to what's next.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the next one is insane. So Okay, I just took off the face cam and stuff because I just realized that I was blocking some of the things in the videos. So hello, first time chatter. Yes, we're doing the recap live on Twitch. It's I enjoy doing this.
Very nice.
I like, hey, thank you so much for the follow. But yeah, I enjoy doing this with everybody and having everybody join in. And you know what? If you guys see anything that we don't see in the chat, go ahead and let us know.
Dude, I forgot
Okay,
to-
so I'm gonna work on finding another one. So, but yeah, during that time down in the basement, was there anything significant that like guilty were you feeling or McBiggie did you see other than the boy running back up the stairs? Or I felt like it was kind of dead down there when when we
feel
first showed up.
much in the basement
No?
and until like the end when we were by the trike.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah, I would say that the trike incident was when I think I said it's time to go upstairs. Because I was there was some not good things there.
There was definitely some moments where I didn't feel comfortable. And I'm the skeptic here.
right, right. DT is okay. So here comes one of my favorite pieces of evidence right here. Let me open up
Isn't
the
that about the
correct
last one?
video. No, that no.
Just admit it, they're all your favorite.
You know, I do have a lot of favorites. Yes.
no, you were in. Dude,
Now, don't think it's in this one though. Yeah, the trike gives us the creepy vibes for sure. Oh, no, it's right there. Okay. I think. No, not that one. My
dude, I
videos are
forgot to
kind of
press it. Oh, I just saw it
messed
on the
up
camera.
at the moment. Cause in here I have them labeled video 5 and stuff, and they're not matching up to that.
This is our first time reviewing, so
True, true.
we'll have names.
1056. Okay, I found the right one. I just have them labeled wrong. For some reason, it's labeled video 4 instead of 6 now. I don't understand. So that's another thing that's been going on, dude. Ever since this investigation, like pretty much everything recorded and saved throughout this entire investigation has either been corrupt or it's like kind of like scattered feeling, and it's so weird. The feeling that we're getting from it is just it's crazy. It's kind of like mind fucking for less of less of a better word. So at about 10:56 now, throughout the entire time, and everybody that was there for the live investigation, I'm sure could agree that the only real time that we all noticed the K2 meter ever going off was when I had my phone too close in that trike room, actually. Um, and McBiggie, you said earlier that you noticed the K2 meter going off inside the pain room during the live investigation, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Um, that entire time, I had no clue that the K2 meter ever moved, other than the phone incident. And so when I started reviewing some of the footage and stuff to get ready for the recap and get ready to create the YouTube video, um, that's when I noticed these things happening. So this one, the K2 EMF activity with a weird interference on the cam audio. Let's see. I got to get it a little bit closer. Okay, there we go.
Ooh.
So behind that chair is where I saw the guy, and when you were sitting in
Yep.
that white chair, that's when I saw the little girl.
That's what's so crazy, dude. You were telling us that there's a guy behind that chair. There's a guy behind that chair. And like Guilty and I, we just couldn't see it, right? And throughout that entire time, like it was just so hard for me to like see anything or feel anything behind the chair. But that would explain the K2 meter going off only in that chair. Is that there was someone behind that chair, like you're saying, McBiggie.
Well, yeah, because it's got a
Uh,
range of 3 feet.
Right.
I got a question for you, Biggie.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when we walked into that room again, was it there?
This room?
Yeah. Was the
Yeah.
boy there?
The boy was gone. At this point, this was
Okay.
this was not the boy. This was the man that didn't want you
Okay.
there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. Are you guys able to hear the noise in the stream? That starts happening with it. It's like it's an audio interference. That's all there is. Other than the K2 meter moving. Are you guys able to pick that up in stream?
I can't because whatever goes on in the stream will pick up in my headset.
Okay. I'm gonna replay it. I'm gonna try and turn up the audio a little bit more, so then I'm
Okay, I'll
hoping
mute myself here.
people would be able to hear what's going on. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and mute myself too. Just pay attention to the mics, the way it's sounding. So at that moment, it almost sounds like white noise happening, and it's like at the same time that the K2 meter starts blinking. So that one is pretty cool. I really like that one. There's another one that is even more intense, and I'm really hoping that we could all hear the sound that this object makes as it goes past the screen. It's very very compelling. I love it. This one is my favorite right here, other than um all like the couple of others later on. But like this, I've never seen anything like it. So, or heard anything like it. So, right about at this time, an orb with a very eerie sound as the orb passes by. Again, I'm hoping everybody can hear it. We'll turn everything up. So you heard the white noise, Luma? Nice. Okay, here we go. We're gonna play it. Please tell me you guys heard that and saw it.
Yeah, I heard it.
You heard it?
Sounded like creaking.
Yeah, exactly. Like it was like, right? You heard that sound?
Oh, I didn't hear that.
No, not the creaking sound. That's me walking.
Oh.
There's a second sound. Now I want you guys to pay attention right here. So it's right here, where the hole in the roof is at. It moves from right to left. Did you hear it and see it? Yeah?
Yes.
So,
Yes, I did.
so the sound matches up exactly with the orb movement. It's so fucking crazy. This
Yeah.
again, this is the only room that we really had any K2 meter interaction throughout the investigation.
It sounded like a chair being scooted, but we didn't scoot any chairs.
Exactly. And for it to happen at the exact time that an orb goes from right to left right here is just, I don't know, man. That like blew my mind when I saw it. I was like, I remember I turned to Mrs. Ghosty. I was like, we actually caught something else.
awesome.
Yeah, it was amazing to find that little bit. I'm gonna try and slow down for one more playthrough. This one's gonna play pretty slow. 1 second here. It happens at 14:45.
Is
Right
this
here.
another audio?
No.
Okay.
This is the same one. You can hear it, like the sound even like slows down too. That's just insane, man. It sounds like a chair too, exactly. Okay. Oh, here's another really fucking crazy one. McBiggie and I have looked over this one, and it's as I walked up the stairs.
This is the one I told you weren't alone.
Yeah. So this one is insane to say the least. I have like lack of words for this one. I'm gonna see.
But from this head.
Okay, I'm gonna try and get to the point, and then I'll show you guys. Going up the stairs right now. Here we go. Okay, so it's about to happen. Watch as I turn. Watch as I. Oh, I'm getting an echo.
That's me. Didn't mute.
Okay.
Okay, you're good.
Okay. So it's as I turn this door right here. Watch for something within this shot. Right there. That still blows my mind, man. Yeah, guilty. I showed you this one, right?
I just hit my
I
head.
remember that.
All right, I'm gonna slow it down halfway. So it starts moving straight up those stairs. Even before I started touching the door or anything, you could hear the door creak after the shadow disappears. Crazy. We'll slow it down just a little bit more.
Yeah, I was gonna say slow it down a bit more because it was moving quick.
It even has a shape, guys. Now, I wish I could move this.
So keep in mind that's in the dark. It created
Yeah.
a shadow in the dark.
Yes.
So, okay. Right here, you can kind of see it. It's more like a wisp where, so this would be the top right here. And then this would be the bottom. And then there's like another shape that comes down and then up. And then
Well,
it's like,
look at the photo. Look at the photo. Her face is blurred, but the light switch isn't.
oh,
See, it goes higher than you think. Because now the light switch is blurred, but the picture isn't.
I see that. And then as the shadow disappears, her face becomes clear.
Yeah. See?
Interesting. Very interesting.
Now
I-
the
'cause
outside is blurry
Now,
too. Now.
yeah,
Yeah.
because it's going down. It was going down. So, yeah.
Wow. But yeah, so this one it just kind of it blew me away. When I found this one combing through everything, that it scared the shit out of me. I'm like, bro, that was there the entire time. So yeah, blur rather than camera motion. It could have been. It could be camera motion. It isn't an expensive camera. Uh, this is the camera we went there with. Yeah. So here's the whole new ass rig that I put together for future investigations. Have you seen this,
See?
McBiggie?
That is very cool.
I am now able to here. We'll just show it off right now. 1 second. So I'm able to record in stream straight from the infrared camera, just like we were wishing for the entire
Oh,
time.
dude. You're going to be scared now.
So yeah, infrared mode engaged right now. And then if I think it's this button. So this is normal. Okay. This is infrared. And everything I can stream straight to Twitch from my phone. Everything kind of plugs into each other. I'm able to put a battery bank on, so then everything else is able to charge, including the camera down at the bottom. But yeah, and then we got more infrared light. And then I have an upgraded mic for the camera, so future YouTube videos won't sound so terrible. Same with the lavalier mics, as those of you who showed up for ice fishing and stuff earlier today. Lavalier mics are actually for the future paranormal investigations. Audio, excellent. I'm excited.
You're
But yeah,
making me excited.
yeah, hell yeah, dude. So we had the shadow figure show up, and it moves quickly up the stairs. Yeah, again, this one blew me away when as I was coming through and I noticed this. I was like, I remember that day, like as I opened up this video, I'm like, dude, what the fuck was that? I just saw something dark, and so I rewound it, and all of a sudden, like, it showed itself, and it's just like zooming up those stairs. And again, like what Mick Biggie was saying, keep in mind this is all being taken in the dark. Absolutely no lights were on in this house throughout the entire stream, other than the parlor room. Other
And
than what's that?
I'll add to that. Like, looking at it, I wanted to say, like, first time seeing it, I wanted to say it's something I like the IR related, but I can't explain it. Like, I could not explain how the infrared would like bug out like that.
Would
Right.
show a shadow on a shadow in the dark.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that's because there is an
it's something I
explanation.
want to like explain, but I can't. So creepy.
but that's good though, because being skeptical is super important.
absolutely. And that's why I like bringing Guilty with me, is because he is one of those skeptics that he will sit there and try and explain it.
But
That's
I'm
what we
also
need.
here wanting to believe. Like I want to see something and like experience that, and it also scares the crap out of me.
But it needs to be compelling for you to actually believe it. Like it
Right.
needs to be like smack you in the head, then you'll believe it.
Almost. Please
Almost.
don't smack me in the head.
We don't want any ghost smacking going on.
No thanks.
Okay.
Maybe like a
um,
whisper, like next to my ear. That would be intense.
see that's something that
That's worse. That's worse.
I really wish Guilty would have heard the little person's voice that I heard. That was insane. To hear the no over by the stairwell while we are down there in the pain room asking the questions.
When we first started, when we both looked at each other, I heard what you heard. I don't know if that was the part or not, but I heard something for sure.
You did hear something?
Yeah, when we looked at each other, because like I
Yeah.
reacted the same as you, so
I know.
I
That's why I
definitely
was like,
heard
dude, did you hear
part.
that? It's like, and
I was
you
like,
just
I
kind of,
heard something.
yeah, the whole time Guilty's over there just like, I don't know. Like he's just shrugging his shoulders. I'm like, bro, what? That was awesome though. Um, let's see here. So again, numbers are off. Uh, during this video, in video 7, this is when we're in the trike room. Um, this is where things started getting a little hairy. This was after going into or doing the original EVP and Spirit Box session at the very beginning of our investigation, and then followed by the pain room, and then after that, we went into this trike room. In this one, it's pretty early on. It's about 1 minute and 3 seconds into this clip, anyway, that you could hear an audible thud. Open this up quick.
And then we'll see how well that goes. I'm kind of hoping.
Right there. Were you guys able to hear that on stream?
Not really.
Um, I'm kind of
Go
hoping.
ahead and play it again. I'll listen.
I'm kind of hoping.
I heard that.
You even say that in the clear or in the clip. You go, I heard that. That was like a really deep thud. Almost like something just kind of like put its foot down. Though it kind of it relates to the sounds that we were hearing right before we ended up going live. So
Yeah,
we
but you
were
were hearing all those. I didn't hear any of those.
like the thud downstairs or the one before
No,
the
I
ones
heard that one,
before.
but I'm talking about beforehand. You were always going off. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? I'm like, I don't know. It could be the house.
Yeah, yeah.
But that one, I was like, I heard that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember
yeah,
that one.
yeah. More strange sounds about 244. So let's go over to 244.
Are you in this room?
So right there. I don't know if you guys were able to hear it on the stream, but it sounds as if a chair just got moved. Like it goes,
Again?
yeah, again. And it's like
Gee.
something is down there kind of hovering around, checking everything out.
This room?
When you were in that room, nothing was in there with you. So that was the strange part about that, is that it was outside the door. So for
Yeah,
whatever reason, they weren't coming in there. Which, I mean, the illusion of the trike, you think they would have been like, let's go. Let's just
right.
scare the crap out of these guys. Make the bike move.
Yeah, I mean, especially if they wanted us to get out or whatever, but I feel like there it was kind of like half and half. There's something there that was trying to block, and then there were some that were there that were really trying to reach out and like say something, let us know something. So,
I feel that.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's what would I be explaining that pretty close to what you were telling me, McBiggie, about what was there in the house?
Oh yeah, that's a perfect example. It's like a power struggle nonstop that never
Oh,
ends.
and then towards the end there, like, and then it really ramped up, and then we're like, maybe we should like stop.
Yeah.
Like the
So
vibes are getting pretty bad in here.
right.
This room?
So there's the sound again. Again, it sounds like a chair just got moved. Um, that was pretty cool. Let's go over to 414. There's another sound that happens. So that sound, it sounded like someone just it it it, it sounds like someone's just about to step down the stairs. Were you able to hear that? We'll bring it back one more time. Yeah, it's a full footstep. Absolutely. That one was so those few sounds were pretty cool to hear.
So
And
it was a single thud.
yeah, it was like a single thud, like someone just started putting their foot down on the stair, like they just put it
Yeah.
down. Yeah. And it was like they were checking down the stairwell again. Kind of like what McBiggie was saying, that the spirits in the house, most of them don't feel comfortable downstairs. And it was like something was checking in, like, are they still down there? That kind of thing.
Right.
Um, at 4:30, so about this time, I want everybody to look at this truck over here. Just kind of watch that.
By me.
Did you guys see it?
Seems like
The
Oh,
some sort of
the
little bit of
this
movement
the
across the
slow
truck.
moving the slow moving orb.
very slow moving orb. Yes, exactly. That was another cool thing to hear or see, especially after hearing the sounds outside of the room and stuff. It comes from that direction. So this door, this is outside of the room, and so it came from over from the right and continued moving left, and then it is also followed by sounds.
Right now the light
Or
is
no, okay. So the orb follows the sounds. So we were hearing the sounds outside of the room, and then we saw the orb come in. Um, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay. So 1538. Let's check 1538 real quick, and then we're on to the big one, guys.
And when it happened, I didn't act negative.
All right, you guys see that? As soon as you drop your hand, watch by my
And when it
face.
happened, I didn't act negative.
There could have been an orb. I'm not too sure what it was, just because it's super hard, just because I don't know if it's dust coming off of your hand. I don't know.
Reflection from my watch.
Yeah, it could be a reflection, something from your watch hitting the lens. It could be lens flared, that kind of thing. But it happens pretty close to about the time that we're about to show off real quick.
And when it happened, I didn't act negative.
Like it happens within the same room, and it's by me, so that's pretty crazy. Um, if it's an orb, but that one's inconclusive. I don't want to put a label on that one just because it's so hard. Okay. Now we're gonna open up clips. This one. That one. Yep. So in this next clip, it's pretty crazy. We were sitting inside of the living room doing an EVP session. During that time, there was a moment where I felt gone. Like, it all of a sudden my mind just went blank. I forgot what I was doing. And you could see it on my face as I stare into the camera that it was like I was somewhere else. Um Very weird feeling. Shortly before that, I was asking questions, and I may have asked a question that was a little instigating, and it was like something wanted to show me what was up. So we'll show you guys this one, and then just kind of watch behind my shoulder, and then moving this way.
This is my favorite one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this one's really good. This is definitely a favorite. So I got 3 favorites. Well, 4. The orb in the pain room, the shadow figure, this one, and then there's one more bit of evidence that is insane. That right there. Let me bring it back. That object, that apparition is absolutely insane. Um, yeah. It still leaves me short on words. I don't even know what to say about that. It's just insane that we managed to capture.
The whole time you were in there, I was like, Jade. I was like, Jade, there's something behind him. She's like, what? I'm like, there's something behind him. She's like, no way. I'm like, there's something behind her. And then I clipped it and showed her. Then it showed you. She's like, oh my god.
Yeah, that was crazy. Um so the thing is that all of the blinds are closed in this house, DJ Zune, and there's absolutely no window facing this room. I'm gonna try and find out if I have any pictures of the TV room and the kitchen. So, kitchen, where are you? In the TV room. So, TV room, we got that one open.
I'll say this too. When that happened, I was coming down the steps. We reviewed it and we tried to debunk it by me coming down with the headlight on twice, maybe
Yep.
3 times,
Yep.
and we could not recreate it.
Yeah, we
So
tried recreating some sort of light anomaly happening that would reflect on something and come through. But so all right. I got these
slow
pictures.
it down.
Go ahead.
Slow it down first. Show it in slow mo because you'll see the spirit walking.
Facts. Yes. Okay. So we're gonna slow down the video. Pay attention to kind of like down in this area, kind of where feet would be, and you could almost see it walking. So and then again, all right. So as soon as it like kind of it almost looks like it walks off this side of the screen, you can see it pick up its foot or something and continue moving. That was crazy.
So slow it down a bit more.
Yeah, we're gonna slow it down to a quarter all the way. All right, so right here, this is the other thing about this, okay? If it was a light reflection, we would have seen some sort of light artifacts showing up on this TV, whether it be on the bezel or on the screen itself. There's nothing there.
Hmm.
And again, like you said, make or guilty. We tried recreating this situation twice. I think we were gonna go for a third one, but we just continued with the investigation. Um,
Yeah, but it's been tested and we could not recreate it. So
yep. So
it's very strange.
that's a huge favorite of everybody's. Very compelling, very awesome.
Well, and it's the thing is a headlight would have illuminated the whole room.
Yep. So that's
No,
the other
Yep.
thing I'm about to show. There's no way for a headlight to even show up. So although, so if you look at right here, where, yeah, let me see if I could pull up the stairway that guilty that you would have been walking down from. Pictures of it. Don't think I got any pictures of the stairway. But you could see it on the intro to the YouTube video that's live right now on YouTube. So the stairway that guilty would have been walking down is over here. Uh, it would have been on this far left area coming down. The lights would have shown on the TV. Yeah. The other thing too. So again, guilty's coming down the stairs over here. We're over here, which would have been through this doorway over on this side. The TV room would be right here. So, and I was sitting right about right here. And the door would have been straight over this way to the kitchen over on this side. Now, all the shades in the house were closed except for this window that I'm noticing now. But even still, at the house, there's no road that goes off on this side of the house. That's it was a parking lot with a couple other buildings, but the parking lot was like super small and it was way off towards like the front left side of the house. Um, other than that, there was
Right.
almost nothing on that side of the house.
Yep.
Here's another angle to kind of show what I'm talking about. Like as you can see, there's like nothing over there. There's a lot of trees, a lot of things in the way, but it's just a building right there. So yeah, I would like to go back and I would like to continue to debunk, but also continue to investigate and see if we could get any other types of interactions. And if we see the light figure again, that's something that it's almost like chasing the dragon in a way that'll be awesome. Oh, so now we're getting down to it. We do have a couple other versions of evidence. See here, paranormal investigations. Go to EVPs. Okay. Um.
Mrs. Ghosty says, "Bring me too."
Yes. Yeah. We'll be bringing her. See. This one is a voice at 0.37. Let's see if I could play it and hear it. Yeah, something's going on. Again, just goes to show that almost everything that we managed to capture has been messed up, corrupted, something goofy going on, or it's all sorts of stuff. EVP, I might end up having to oh no, here we go. Okay, now I can hear. It almost sounds like something in the background was saying help. Oh yeah, absolutely, DJ. Absolutely. Okay, guys. So this is one of the EVP recordings. I'm gonna see. They changed a lot in Audacity. Apparently, this is kind of weird. Like I should be able to turn this up, and it's not giving me that option anymore. Oh, gain. There we go.
That was really cool.
Right at that second. So it's like right about here in the audio file, that you can almost hear something say help or hello, or it was. Did you guys hear that? It sounded just like the reply I had uh towards the stairway when we were down in the basement pain room. That's what
I
it
couldn't
sounded
hear
like.
much.
You couldn't hear much?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, me neither.
Try and turn it up a little bit more. Right there. Maybe my ears are like keen to it just because I remember hearing that up in the stairwell when I asked if are you comfortable talking to me? Um yeah.
Possibly. All I'm hearing is like small clicking and like tapping.
I think that had something to do with like the furnace running in the background. It
Well,
seems
yeah,
like.
it's picking up everything. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I couldn't hear any words or anything distinguishable.
So again, I really wish I would have kept more EVPs because I bet you any money there was more things on there. But again, we'll do better.
Yeah. It
um
might help if I actually had like earbuds in to the stream as well, and I'm also half deaf, but I'm just giving myself excuses at this point.
um then there is another voice, but now all of a sudden I can't find the file. Maybe it's right here. It's right here. Duh. Okay.
Where are you right now?
That one's Mrs. Ghosty's favorite. If you listen closely after I ask where are you right now, something in like around me says behind you. It happens like right here in the audio file. So, okay. It happens like right about in this area of the audio file. Oh, it says next to you. I hear next to you. Are you guys able to hear that? I hear next to you. And again, we'll play from the very beginning.
Where are you right now?
Right, Guilty?
I heard that. I heard it.
You heard that one?
So faint, ever so faint.
What about you, McBiggie? Are you hearing anything?
Well, that was the one where you were trying to communicate when you were near the kitchen, right? And
That was when I was sitting in the living room doing an EVP session, and you said that there was a little girl behind me. You said this live during the stream. You said that there was a little
yeah,
girl by me or like behind me, and that's when this piece of EVP was captured. When I asked you,
so
where are you?
that's what was funny because I was telling Jade, I'm like, it's right next to him. She was actually holding your arm.
Yep. Yep. So
Where are
yeah,
you right now?
next to you. So crazy, dude. That one's just mind blowing. I love that one.
Well,
And
she was whispering because you remember every
Mhm.
time she'd start talking, then she would have to leave right away, right?
that's kind of what it felt like. Um, it it was like she was checking because I remember seeing her with my own eyes as uh guilty went upstairs for another thing that ended up happening. But yeah, I remember seeing her peeking around the doorway. Um, as Guilty was upstairs reading a story. But yeah, Mrs. Ghosty is the one that found that piece of evidence, which was outstanding. She did a really good job at picking that one up. And then voice number 1. So right here.
That was really cool.
That was the reply that I was showing you. Where it was a little person's voice that kind of sounded like off in the background, saying hello or something to me. I'm not able to make it out.
That was really cool.
That was during the same EVP session that we were doing in the TV room. So that one was really nice to you find. And again, because it was the little person's voice, it's super easy for me to pick up, and I'm not sure if anybody else is really hearing the response. Then the next one is the cat ball. This one is Guilty's favorite. Right, Guilty? I don't know if Guilty's still here or not.
I am. I gotta mute and unmute my phone and the computer at the same time. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. All right. I get it now. Okay. So it's right here. There was a few times throughout the investigation that we tried to use the cat balls, the light up cat balls, to get something to interact with it. Um, there was only one time throughout the entire investigation that the cat balls decided to, or something decided to interact with the cat balls. Um, so
Yes, this is my favorite.
yeah, this one was
Yeah.
crazy too. We were sitting down in the parlor, or as we were calling HQ, and we were reviewing evidence and talking to chat. And while we were doing that, I looked over at the screen, and all of a sudden I see lights, camera action going on upstairs, dude. It was crazy.
I think we were like, the cat ball in
Yeah,
chat.
that too. Yo, yo.
And Ghosty, it looks like we do have an ad break.
Oh, we do. Well, okay, so I'll let everybody know that this entire VOD will end up on YouTube as well. This is free for anybody to come back and review and watch again, along with the Boyd House investigation. I'll give you guys the information after we're finished up here reviewing the evidence.
This was probably my favorite spot in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, after I read that story, I felt like the whole house pretty like calmed down.
Right.
I
Yeah.
definitely felt that.
Yeah, because all the way up till this point, that's when things started getting a little tense, a little dark. Um,
Hmm.
yeah. I think I brought it back too far. It's about to happen though, guarantee. I'm gonna move the video. It's gonna. There we go.
Oh, dude, a fucking light bulb is going off.
Yeah.
The fucking light bulb is going off.
Yeah.
That was
You-
such a crazy moment just because we were sitting there trying to use these things to get some sort of interaction out of for like the longest time. And
and it went off.
exactly. All you hear is
Finally.
go.
Holy.
Yeah, and I'm like yelling at Guilty. I'm like, go, 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 get up there. And
I sprinted so fast.
right. Yeah,
Like,
so
get the camera, get something. What else do I need? Go.
yeah, that was a really crazy moment just because all right, so that kid's room that's carpeted. We'll pull up a picture real quick. The kids' room. So that's carpet in there. Okay? There's no way for it to just like randomly slide or anything like that. It was pretty well set down in that carpet. And so for it to get some sort of interaction out of it is crazy. I wish I had a better camera so that we could actually see the detail of the ball.
Mhm.
To see if there is any type of movement to it. But every time that I've rewatched this clip, I'm not able to make anything out other than it's a ball.
Mhm.
Yeah, that moment is just absolutely crazy though. I love that moment so much. Um and then after this is when Guilty comes upstairs and does spirit box session and then does some EVP. Now, I wish I had those EVP recordings as well. Again, those are some more EVP recordings that ended up being deleted. Sad times. Um, actually, no, I think I do have them saved. So, all of these files right here, these are other EVPs that Burgerby recorded, and but I gave them a listen. I wasn't really able to hear anything, but I want to save every single file from the entire investigation to later on go through at some other points and have like other people sit down and listen to them as well.
Okay.
So I think we all know what the next thing is. It was right after the storytelling time. Let me get the VOD opened up so then we can get to the part. This Estes session was insane. Um, I don't know where to start with the Estes session, like during the evidence recap, just because there were some moments where it was a very intelligent response, and then there were some where it was like, okay, was that a response? It was kind of iffy. Now I don't have audio.
Who's here with us?
There we go.
Where are you? Gone through. What's your name? What happened here? You trying to get my attention? Important. Are you mad? In the first place. What's important? You want? Are you mad? It's like, hello? Thanks for visiting with us. Check. Are you in the bedroom? I'm feeling really cold right now. Like that's me.
So yeah, during the Estes session, the cold that I'm trying to talk about in here wasn't a skin cold. The cold I was feeling was almost like straight to the bone.
So do you see in this video? Look at your right leg. You'll see like lines on the screen, but it's like a distortion, a similar thing paired with the battery thing on the camera. Similar
Oh,
to the pain room. So if you rewind it just a little bit, a couple seconds, maybe 5, you'll see it. It's there the whole time, and it's the thing saying psst to you. Check it out.
Hello?
right here.
Yeah, look at your right leg. Do you
Thanks
see
for
that
visiting with
distortion?
us.
Yep.
No, that's your left leg. Look at the other side.
Oh yeah, that's my. So over on this side.
Yeah, do you see the distortion beside you?
Yep, I see the distortions going on. That's the thing that was saying psst to me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a kid like
Are you in the bedroom?
it's not happening anywhere else in the shot. It's just there, and that's the kid that's going psst, but that's also when your right leg was being touched too
Feeling really cold right
later
now.
on.
Right.
Like that's me. I'm talking. Yeah.
So that's why I asked right there, are you a child? Because I was trying to get them to say yes, because it looked like
Are
they
you
were
with
going
Kent?
straight down, trying to hide behind
In the
you,
bed.
kind of thing, to talk to
Are
Mhm.
you.
you with Ghosty? You're right next to me.
Yeah, I'm right next to him. So see, now again, during this S's session, I can't see and I can't hear. There was a moment during the live investigation where the guilty he had to come in and tell me something before the session even started. I just put in the earplugs, folded my hat down, and just started or um verbalizing what I was hearing through the spirit box. And what what ended up happening was I think guilty you either thought I was muted or something about the audio, I believe. And so you had to come and get me out of it real quick so then you could tell me what was going on. And but yeah, like I can't hear, I can't see anything this entire time. That response right there is pretty good. I
I'm talking. Yeah. Are you with Kent? In the bed. Are you with Ghosty? You're right next to me.
and I say I'm right next to him. So crazy.
Smart. Smart. Is Ghosty smart? I'd say he's pretty smart. You got something to tell me? Undergone. What's that? what? What's your name? It was a female's voice. It said, what? Did you like the story? It goes on and on.
That response
It did
too,
go
right
on and
there.
on, didn't it?
Like it actually, it really did seem like you guilty when you're reading the book, that it was a pretty lengthy book. And for that response, when you asked, how did you like the book, or what did you think of the book, and it I say it goes on and on. Like that was crazy. That
Yeah,
was such a crazy response.
yeah. That one sent chills up my spine.
Yeah. And then
Was it nice?
I've been, so the entire time that you were in that hallway too, you kept peering off to your right side.
Yep.
Were you feeling anything in the hallway, or like hearing anything or anything like that?
No, that's just me trying to check my surroundings.
Okay.
Did you like it? That's sounds like Kate.
And right there, so I just said it right there. This is exactly what McBiggy and Jaded are talking about with the figure right here off to my right side. Um, this is the kid that's by my body, telling or like saying the psst, psst.
Do you feel trapped?
And the psst I was hearing was a kid's voice.
When? When? What do we do?
So that response too. Guilty as, do you feel trapped? And then also I said, what do we do? They're trying to ask for help on some way getting out.
I'm not sure. Explain.
Explain.
I could not explain. I'm sorry. Have you seen Michael? Psst. What's up? You trying to tell me something? We have a seems like you have a secret. Psst. What are you trying to tell me? Be right back. Are you scared? Nice. Nice. Have you seen us around?
So this session
Something?
the session seems long, but some of the responses are so key to this investigation that like I really want to make sure that I don't accidentally skip too far ahead. But there this is kind of an area where it does get a little, it has some dead air within it. But very important still.
Christina?
Crazy.
Yep.
Do you
There was
think-
some exchanges in here that was pretty crazy.
Yo. Oh yeah, after
That was pretty crazy. Yeah.
and Jaded brings up a good point. I remember it getting really weird after this session as well. It the atmosphere felt weird. I felt weird. Like my brain was gone again. It just this Estes session took a lot out of me.
We are nice.
What? Okay, there we go.
Thank you. Not me. You're welcome. It was a really weird old man's voice that said, "I'm in the way."
So that's a really crazy fucking detail being pointed out right there. McBiggie. Could you describe the being that was kind of what you've explained before that was kind of like blocking everything or like trying to keep everything from happening?
Sure, yeah. Basically, that's exactly what it was. He would kind of keep everybody's silence, like a controlling protector, I guess. That's probably the best way to put it. Not a nice man, not an evil man, in between. Um, I think at this point it was trying to protect, you know, the good spirits from the bad, because there's clearly bad ones in that house. And the aura of this man over time has probably shifted, and now his own spirit kids are kind of phased from him a little bit, so, or scared of him kind of thing. And it's like, the if you notice beside you, as soon as the old man's voice comes in, the distortion almost starts going away.
Yeah.
And it's to a point of like, he found us type of thing.
And so on top of that, you've described this guy as an old man.
Yeah, so he was an old man. He was quite tall. He's about 6 foot, and like a pretty decent build. Um, and just when you look at him, you think he's just an angry person. So it's not necessarily a good feeling when he's around.
Kind of like the biker guy that enters the bar.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And but I would say that he was not a very nice man. But
Right.
I think he's kind of stuck protecting, and he's like around like the bouncer between, at this point, between the good and the bad.
Right.
Just kind of keep everybody in line kind of thing.
So I bring this up because of what I just responded to. It was Guilty's question. Let's see if it plays again.
It was a really weird old man's. You're welcome.
So this is shortly after asking, do you guys feel trapped? And then something asking Guilty to explain after he brings it up.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, so they're not allowed downstairs. So he's basically the ferry master between the upstairs and the downstairs. They're not allowed to leave the stairs,
Mhm.
and um, he can go down there, but then there's like repercussions, right? So
Right.
when people go down there, I think that's why you guys felt so like there was an ominous presence, because there was.
Right. Right. And then so that being said, with my response during this Estes session is that it was shortly after do you feel trapped? Those kind of questions were being asked, and them asking you how or explain that kind of thing. And then later on, as you and I talked McBiggie privately at maybe like a couple weeks ago when we first started figuring out, okay, how do we want to do the evidence recap, that kind of stuff. You brought up the guy and you told me that he was an old man, and I hear an old
Yeah.
man's voice
A really weird
Yeah,
say
that's
this,
him.
voice that said, "I'm in the way."
and he says, "I'm in the way." That's very um connecting.
Do you like the lights we placed?
Yeah, see, so what's strange is like he's stuck to the house where the kids are not, but the kids are basically forced to be in the house too. It's a strange, kind of weird thing. But basically, if you can think of it, like they're confined there and they're confined only to the upstairs. They can leave for a little bit, the kids, but not far. And he cannot. He is in the way to prevent at this comment, he means to prevent bad or harm. However, he is also causing harm by doing that. So he's now progressed to a point of fear-based kind of techniques, which just don't really work, but it keeps them kind of good, and it scares the hell out of everybody else.
Then I think it is some more terrible.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I even
can
say
you
he's
tell us
preventing them
who
from
else is in
talking.
the house?
Scream? It sounded like it distorted. Ah!
Oh my gosh.
It's nothing natural.
Is he preventing them from talking?
Falling? I'm hearing something. There's something like bring it back to Michael.
Oh my gosh.
So, all right. um, earlier on, um, it was there was a question that Make Biggie you shot across Twitch chat. Um, I think it was, have you seen Michael or something like that? And
And this scared the crap out of me.
right. So after you asked that, of course, Guilty was reading the chat. He was asking the questions that were showing up. But all you said was, "Have you seen Michael?" That's all Mick Biggie said. Um, and then that was the only thing that was asked from Guilty. Now, I was pretty new to streaming, pretty new to like the whole group and stuff like that. And I don't know, Make Biggie, we probably talked a couple times beforehand, um, in other people's streams and stuff. So we didn't really know each other all that much quite yet. Um, I don't know, Make Biggie. Do you wanna explain why that's crazy that that name was brought up?
Because that's my name. So I was named after the Archangel Michael. And when I asked that, it was because at the time I was trying to figure out if these two kids and this lady that had been coming to see me were related to where you guys were. And I'm always, it's weird. I can see all these things, but I'm still skeptical. It makes no sense sometimes, but it's just like, I think I need it for my sanity. And when I was talking to these spirits, I said, to them, I was like, well, they asked if my name was Michael, and do I walk in the light? And so then I just typed that into chat, and that's where that came from. But the strange part was is they knew my name, and then when this gets brought back up, the guy who's in the way says, bring it back to Michael. So that was kind of an interesting thing, because that meant that he felt me in some way in that house. Because
Right.
at this time, I was trying to kind of protect both of you from what I was seeing.
Right.
Which is,
Which
it's
was awesome though, because there was nothing that we would be able to go off of, like, oh, okay, like, because the thing I want to do the most when it comes to our paranormal investigations is stay as far away as possible from possibilities being brought up by the really hardcore naysayers, uh lack of better terms. But
well, yeah, because my name isn't advertised anywhere.
exactly. I had
And
no idea the entire time, either did guilty, that your name was Michael.
yeah, that's what was so interesting, because when that meant that everything they had been telling me was very real, and it kind of made all the hairs on me stand up, and you just get that shiver. And but then I was like, they're looking for it. Immediately came to me that they're looking for a ferry. They're on a way out, and this guy's stopping them.
Right. Yeah, Jade says her mouth dropped. I think everybody's did.
Yeah.
After we
Yeah.
found out, that it was your name,
Oh my
because you
gosh.
say it later on in chat. You say, yes, that's me. And
Yes.
that's what guilty's like.
Thinking about
Oh my
it.
gosh.
Where was that again?
And
Well,
then
even in that
there's
moment,
the reveal.
that's the only name we ever said.
Right, exactly. Um, but yeah, and then there's the reveal in the chat. Here, let me bring it back up. My bad, guys. But yeah, there's the reveal when we find out for the very first time that Mick Biggie's name is Michael. We're gonna talk about doxing a little bit later, Mick Biggie, if we need to edit this out or whatever.
It's fine.
Okay. You might be the only Michael. Who knows?
You have to approach McBiggie as Michael. Have to approach what? You can talk to us. We won't hurt you. Now? McBiggie is Michael. He comes from the light. Something prophecies? I don't know if he's a prophet. Tuesday. What about Tuesday?
Doomsday. Did you hear that?
I ended up saying Tuesday.
Was it Doomsday or Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Okay.
Is there a prophecy on Tuesday? No.
Yeah, is there prophecy on Tuesday? So yeah, I'm going off of what Guilty said because I wasn't able. The audio quality on my end was so bad where it's so hard for me to hear specific words, um, or accurate. And then but you're able to hear Guilty speaking pretty clear.
Okay. Am I pushing too far? How do you guys feel about us in the house?
Some deep voice, unsettling voice. I feel something on my foot right now.
I don't like this.
Hmm.
I feel like something is touching my foot.
It might be.
Hi.
Fred? Is that you touching
Write this down.
Ghosty?
Uh,
Fred, are you
yeah.
upset? Fred, are you afraid? It's okay.
Still hearing a lot of psst.
So at this point, I saw
Get
something
out of there,
moving
you
to
think, David?
Ghosty and to Guilty, and I was like, Jade, tell him to get out.
Right. Yeah, this has been you guys started saying get out, get him out, and again it also goes back to the feeling that I was having inside of that room, where like the cold wasn't just skin cold, it wasn't just a cold that you'd feel walking outside. It was almost like something was reaching inside of me
It was. That's why
and
I
freezing.
couldn't type at that time because I was trying to keep you guys good. But what was heading towards Guilty, I was like, get him out. I'm like, Jade, get him out, get him out.
Yeah.
So,
So this
Fred?
if
Yeah.
I'm like, he's okay. But then I
yeah.
look
You
over
listen.
and I'm like, then I see Guilty move closer. I was like, okay.
What's up?
Right.
Pick it up. 2023.
Basically, at this point, I was trying
I'm gonna
to
pick up your.
If you want.
keep. I got the thing away from Guilty a bit,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's why he got up because he was
You
like, okay,
listen.
what the hell is over here? Because he could feel it.
Right.
You could. I knew he could feel it.
You can pick it
I
up if
mean,
you want.
it was basically right where he was at right now, and it stopped. But then, what was
I'm the one.
bothering me was that I
You're the
I,
one
don't know, I had
what?
this
Oops.
horrible
Oops, what?
horrible
What I thought
dark
you
feeling
said.
happen when you were in there, and I was like, it comes in about another minute or so, I think, where I was
Mhm.
like, okay, that's it, because it was a little too far.
Right.
How you said it.
Yeah? Why? What do you want us to listen to?
Still getting psst.
It's okay, mine are too.
My legs are shaking right now.
So that I think we kind of hit like the biggest parts of the Estes session um in regards to some of the pretty like key moments during the session. Um Again, everything is posted on the YouTube channel. Feel free to stop by and check it out. If you want to watch the entire Estes session, um, it's pretty interesting, the entire thing. So, but
I will say,
for
getting you out. Oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, getting you out was like the hardest part. Was like, how do I approach this? I tap him on the shoulder and I yell, "Hey, it's me! It's me!" It's like, don't worry,
Right,
it's nothing.
I'll be honest, that would have like freaked me out, dude. If it was just like something kind of like grabbing me and shaking me or something. Fuck all that. Like,
I was like, I don't
luckily,
know how to get him out of this without that.
luckily when you were saying it's just me, you were like right up by my ear, so I was able to actually kind of hear you. And I was like, oh shit, okay. But both times it still scared me at first. So the channel is still GG Ghosty on YouTube. Just look up GG Ghosty. I could let me grab a link real quick and I'll share it. So there you go. There's the YouTube link, chat. After this, it would be the little boys' room.
Oh, I hated this room.
Yes.
I think we all did.
I'm trying to figure out which part in this room where like the key moments were happening. So in this frame, I was going to read the post.
It was propped up next to a set of chairs in a tree that looked exactly like ones in the painting. I restricted
This was
by
that
step
demonic story thing.
Yeah.
right at this door.
Mm-hmm. Right when you went up to it, Jade's like, "Don't read it, don't read it." And I'm like, "Stop!"
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really glad you guys stopped me from reading the story. That was
They don't want you to read
because
it.
again, um the atmosphere in the house after the Estes session was it went from light because Guilty just got done reading a book to everything that was upstairs. And then shortly after, it was like the Estes session was pushing buttons that whatever it was did not want to be pushed. And so it flipped from going from light straight back to dark feeling. Um, so going into this room was probably not the best idea. But I remember coming out of that cupboard, I was like, we need to go in that room. We need to go in that room. And I wonder if it was bait. Like, I wonder if I was getting
It
baited.
was. It was. That's exactly what it was, because you had allowed energy into you,
Yep.
and it was not good energy. And initially it was okay, but then when it got really silent and the kid's voice stopped, is because, like, we didn't show it, but at the end of it, I was like, "Get him out now! Get him out now!" Because I was seeing what had changed, and yeah, it was spooked the hell out of me from here. I could imagine you.
Right. Yeah. Like after the session, my brain just wasn't there. It was really hard to recoup. I remember going outside and taking a break one time, trying to get some fresh air, trying to rejuvenate, and it just like it felt like nothing was working. Um, and so we like during this time we were pretty close to wrapping things up, but McBiggie, when you and I sat down last over a Discord call, you had pointed out this bit of evidence along with the talking doll as well. But what you ended up pointing out was very intriguing to me, and it needs to be in this recap. So I'm gonna work on trying to find it. But yeah, so during this moment, it
It's
was
the radio.
Mick, Biggie, and Jaded. They were all telling me, "Don't read it. Get out. Get the fuck out of that room."
They don't want me to read it.
No.
So here's where I show the story to the stream. Again, in the YouTube video as well, if you
All right, dude.
really
I'm
want to
gonna
read
have
it.
to have you come up here. Something's in the hallway.
Right, Guilty.
That was you? Oh my god, dude. The room does seem pretty dead. The women's room over
Okay, it's right here. right, McBiggie? It's as I'm walking out,
Yep.
and you see the position of the door right now. Okay.
From
As
this room.
as I leave
There
the room,
is what seems
I
to
shuffle
be
off to the right side, slightly,
the
and like
women's room
slightly open the door. But you can see by the movement of my body that I
over
go
here.
to swing it shut behind me.
I call it a woman's room because it's a room inside the closet. It has
Another thing as well that McBiggie pointed out is that we're fairly certain that we closed this cubby door. Guilty, do you remember anything?
You did. You closed it and latched it.
I couldn't remember for sure. It's been quite a while.
Yeah.
I'd say we were pretty shaken up from that, so we could have just left it open, but I don't know. I feel like we were mindful of shutting doors
I was
when we
just
had to.
I was just about to say that. I think we kept it in mind the entire time that we were there that whatever door we open, we need to make sure that we shut. And that's why we would have shut this door. I'm at like 75% positive that we would have shut this door. And so it being open like
dresses.
that is just.
Did we not close this door all the way?
And I even mention it.
Did we not close the little cabinet room all the way? Hang on, before you reply, I'm gonna turn off this REM pod.
Yeah, that REM pod was annoying from the radios.
I don't think I closed it all the way.
Okay. I did just see a face in the
Oh,
room
God,
that I
that
just
thing.
walked out of.
That little stuffed animal.
So I'm talking about the blue room right now. I remembered this moment. As I was there, it was a face about halfway up the doorway, and it like shot out, and then it shot back in. This is where the infrared camera would have came in handy if I had the rig that I have set up now for this stream.
Yep.
No, there's nothing over there. It was like right in the middle of that door.
Oh, so this is the other part. All right. So as I walked out the door, I move over. Yes, I opened the door a little bit to get out, but the movement of my body tells me that I went to shut the door behind me or like swing it somewhat closed. This door is wide open. So I go over to the cubby door over here. I close this door, and then I come back to this door being wide open. This is something that McBiggie pointed out to me last we talked and going over some of the evidence.
That doorway right
Well,
there.
even in the YouTube clip, you talk about how shutting and latching that door, and the one you just left, and then you can hear it. You can hear it shut, and you can hear the latch. It's hard to hear, but you can hear it. And then when you go in there, you leave it like you're saying. You go to the side, and you can see your left hand kind of like, maybe you weren't trying to make sure it fully shut, but you were definitely gonna come close.
Right. Um. Yeah, Jada brings up a good point too. Is that every once in a while, they like if a door isn't latched all the way, sometimes just the way they're angled will
But
let the
that
door
door
move.
creaks. But that door you were just leaving
Right.
in the pod room, you can hear it when you go to shut it. It creaks like a mofo. So you would have heard it creaking opening, and you
True.
would have heard the latch falling, which would have
Like
been
I'm
metal
frozen
on wood.
solid right now. I can't fucking move. Oh, into the
You get up there.
So I think, do I go up here and close the door?
Okay. I'm gonna go in.
You were asking me, I think, about the closet in this area or this room.
This closet? Yeah. We didn't really catch anything in
Do
this room though.
Yeah. Well, we didn't really spend much time in there either.
Yeah, that's true. Um, I think if we were to go back, I'd want to spend the night in that room.
I wouldn't.
In the living room.
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
I'll
I
stay in the living room.
Yeah, I think that the upstairs is a very off-limit area. It would be you would have a hell of a night though.
see. I guess that's the delicate balance. You know, like how far do you want to put yourself in the realm of danger? Um, to capture both evidence and have an experience, that kind of thing. So, yeah, you bring up a good point. Maybe we don't spend the night upstairs, but I would like to do a little bit more investigating upstairs, a little bit more heavier on the EVP side of things, especially in saving the EVP files. Um, and then I think it was only captured in the IR footage. Where I close the
I'm gonna
door.
start recording right now. Just in case. Knocking on the closet. Me, it's like I'm gonna
No,
start.
it's not in that one.
Phone too. Jesus.
Odd. See, again, this is where everything kind of gets weird when it comes to trying to go back to the file that I found it at. What's up, anime? Um, trying to find it right now.
See that
When I close the door.
So see that now.
Jaded says more Estes sessions.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. So somewhere in the YouTube video, I can't find the area that it happens. Again, go check out the YouTube video or watch it. I promise I'm not trying to shill. I just legitimately cannot find it. Plus, you know what? I can chill. This is my channel. Go watch my YouTube video. God damn
No
it.
way.
Watch all 7 hours of it. Anyway, so I leave the blue room. As I leave the blue room, there's this doll that McBiggy, you mentioned that doing some research on this specific doll, it's a push button in order for it to activate.
Yeah, it's on its hand.
Right. Okay. So yeah, there's a button on the doll's hand, and when that is pushed, it activates and it starts talking. Now, as I leave the room and shut the door, as I shut the door, the doll tells or says, you should have ran when you had the chance.
And
Now,
there's there's no dolls that say that saying that are designed for kids.
right. Like that was just it was such an insane thing because it first of all it happened in the blue room where we were all getting some really fucked up vibes. Um Something was wrong in there. Those kind of feelings. And then the demon painting the blue monkey painting with the demonic letter at the bottom. Um, and then on top of that, after leaving, and that's the response I get after leaving that room was is it's way too coincidental. So it was pretty intense.
Very. I wasn't even there, but that freaked me out.
Yeah. So yeah, I remember I was yelling for you to come upstairs because that shit scared me so fucking bad. Um, is there anything else that we are missing during the recap? I'm trying to like I know we're getting a little long on the video, and so I don't want to skip anything important, but I also want to be a little time sensitive at the moment.
Well, I could tell everybody what happened to me when I got back.
Yes, there we go.
Yes.
So we get back, just getting home, dropped Ghosty off at his house, and I'm just getting things back into my house. Not even like 5 minutes into like unpacking, and I have a Master Chief figurine standing on my display case, and it falls over, knocks over my headset and my controller from its stands. And this has never happened before. Never. And this happens immediately once I get back home. I'm not jumping around my house, shaking the floor or anything. I'm just casually putting stuff away. And that right there just freaked me out so much. I called Ghosty when that happened. I'm like, I don't know if they followed me or not. So he's like, you got to announce it. You got to say you are not welcome here. And we appreciate visiting you and all that. And so I do that. I'm like, yeah. Thank you for visiting or letting us visit you guys, but you are not welcome. And after I said all that, it seems like they have left. It hasn't happened any more. Nothing else happened since. But yeah, that was very freaky upon arrival at my house.
That was an insane phone call to get like as soon as we get home too. McBiggie, you were wanting to say something. Go ahead.
Yeah, so what was funny about that is that I reached out to you after and I said, has anything happened at your guys' places yet? And you were like, yeah, guilty. Because I don't know, when I saw you guys leave in the morning, there was just something that felt like it was on you still. And when when you told me that, I was like, is it still happening? It got more like serious. I'm like, is it still happening? And you were like, no. I'm like, okay, good. But then with yours, we're still working on yours.
Yeah, we're still working on mine.
Ooh.
So ever since doing the Estes session, um, and I say Estes session because that's when like it really felt like it just stuck. McBiggie has been working with me as we um try to be rid of it, of the feelings. Um, but McBiggie also explained it the best way that I've heard, and it kind of feels like you're wrapped in a wet blanket and uh like a dark cloud is following you where it's like you just want to shutter up, you want to hermitize yourself, um that kind of thing. um so as you would be able to see in the YouTube video that typically I'm very excited. I'm a very excitable person. Uh, I I'm I'm able to talk a lot, uh, crack some jokes and stuff like that. But ever since going to the White House, what are we now? We're about 3 months after, maybe plus or minus a couple weeks. But 3 months after the entire thing, I'm still had that feeling of a wet blanket, dark cloud. Now we've gone through some other cleansing techniques, one specifically with the white candle, and that's been going okay. I think there's still some more work that I need to do, but it's like you lose a little bit of light kind of
But
feeling.
you can gain it back. So like
Right.
we'll we'll get it back. It's like, think of it like a leech sucking your blood. It's a similar thing.
Yep.
It's that stigma, but it's just a horrifyingly odd feeling. It's just super unsettling, and
Yeah, like and I've never experienced it before, and so it's kind of tilted my world a little bit. I mean, I try my best to bring myself back and stuff when I feel myself kind of slipping a little bit. And it's because now I kind of understand what's going on. Thanks to you, McBiggie, for reaching out. And we also have another friend over in the Netherlands, DJ, you as well, reaching out to me and giving me some tips as well on some of the cleansing and stuff like that that needs to happen. But yeah, so was there anything else, McBiggie, after the paranormal investigation that you had experienced?
oh yeah. They kept coming. So the two kids and the lady kept coming, and so did Fred. They were pretty pissed off. Well, the kids were fine.
Jeez.
Fred was pissed off though. So he had a lot he wanted to say, and I just was like, no. Um, his energy was not good, and I I don't know. I tried to help out the other ones as best I could, but limited from distance, pretty far away, and with at that point my focus kind of just shifted to, are they still messing with you guys? Because I've kind of grown up with it, so it's, you I don't want to say you get numb to it, because there's times where I'm like, holy shit. So an experience I had at my mom and dad's when my dad was had leukemia in Vancouver. We were watching their house. Now, if anybody ever gets this experience, get out of the house. I'm a little different, and I have a different set of tools that others don't. But when I went to go into their garage, they there was a sulfur smell, a really thick, strong, overpowering sulfur smell. And in front of my parents' fridge in the garage, because I was going in there to get bread, was a very dark demon. And you ever smell sulfur, get the fuck out. Just don't. But they ended up later on, so I got it out through some techniques I've learned, but it doesn't go away. That's the problem. So then we had to get the house saged. Then on top of that, we had to get it cleanses for both of them and us. And on top of all of that, it still lingered for about another 8 months after. But the smell was gone, which meant it wasn't allowed inside. And a part of me wonders how long my parents had been dealing with that, because there has been some strange encounters that have happened in that house that my dad, he's a believer. My mom she just can't process it. She just like it. She's like, I'll never sleep. And I'm like, I won't tell you then. So it was a really strange thing trying to be like, well, I won't tell you what it is, because like over the years I've told her stuff that she just like, I can't hear this. This is crazy. Like it freaks me out. Like because I'll tell her things that people that have passed have been saying or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the other positive experiences that we had was my uncle recently passed, and where he passed was there's deer that come to the window of this hospice center, and the deer will only come to the window of the people that pass within the next 8 hours. And
Oh,
it's happened so often that
Wow.
it's the logo of the hospice center for all the nurses.
Holy shit.
So they will say, "Have the deer come to your window yet?" And they're like, "No." They're like, "Well, then you have another day." And
What?
so everybody that was there was thinking this is bullshit, and I was like, no, this is accurate. My uncle was in his bed, and I went up to his daughter and I went, I was talking to her in like a different section, and we were probably 30 feet away. She was just getting some insight and whatnot. And I said, we need to go right now. And she's like, why? And I said, that deer's going to your dad. And she's like, what? No, he's not. And I'm like, yes, it is. Let's go. And then we walk over to the room, and I have a picture on my phone, and I can send it to you, Ghosty, of the deer staring at my uncle through the window.
Oh man, dude,
holy.
I need to see that picture. Yes.
And then he passed away 8 hours later.
Wow.
That's insane, dude.
It gets crazier. So
What?
that part is really cool. Apart from the passing, of course, but
Mhm.
just the experience of like that. This is what it is. When we were leaving after he passed and we said our goodbyes, we had a buck, an 8-point buck, come up to us, to my mom and I, as we were walking back to the car, and it walked with us for 200 feet at least, within 6 feet from us.
Wow.
And when we stopped, it would stop. When we'd walk, it would walk. And we did that the whole way. It wouldn't let us go like behind it, and it would wait for us to walk, and then it would walk. And it did that the entire way until we were about 20, 30 feet from the car. And it just stood there, stared at us. We get in the car, we look up, and it's completely gone. And we were like, how did it just vanish from sight?
I got some
Eerie.
goosebumps going on. So it's like that deer was telling you it was okay.
It said, we've got him.
Yep.
Yeah. So in a lot of cultures, deer are the fairy animals of the spirits. So they will actually like ferry the spirits to the heavens. Essentially, they are the essence of doing that. So by what I had learned was that hospice was actually the hospital I was born in. It was also the hospital that my uncle was born in, and it was also, or no, he wasn't born there. My brother, I think. So there's a lot of family ties to it, and that potentially could be why we had that experience as a spiritual essence wise.
Mhm.
But the crazy part was all the deer, and it's always the female deer that go to the window. It's never the males.
Wow.
I was,
Hmm.
I was like, oh god. So I'll send you the picture right now, go see, and you can pull it up.
Okay.
You'll be like, what?
Yeah.
But I think it has my uncle in it, so we won't put it on stream if that's okay.
Okay.
I'll see if I can find it. Just give me a sec.
All right.
And if there isn't any more for me there, Ghosty, I am probably going to head to bed.
Yeah, you told me the other day that you needed to go to bed at 10. Thank you so much for hanging out the extra 30 minutes, dude. Much appreciated.
Hey, you're good. It's all
Get
good.
get some good sleep. We'll
All
talk
right,
to you
man.
later.
Yeah. Have a good one.
Yeah, you
Take
too.
care, Guilty.
So, the other thing, we have some people in here that may not have seen the new rig set up for future streams. This is the new ghost or paranormal investigating setup. this setup will allow us to stream live anywhere we go. Um, I'm able to pull up the infrared camera with my phone, stream straight from the infrared camera. Trying to see if I could get it up on stream. And then we're also able to switch straight to infrared mode. I'm gonna try and get out of the way so then we can all see that part. But super excited for future paranormal investigations. We do have a few places in mind that we're planning on going as it warms up. Right now it's wintertime. It is extremely cold. I've gone out ice fishing a couple times. Just in it those VODs also should prove how cold it is. Any places you recommended? I still have to look into most of those places. I guess the places that I'm referring to are the ones that I ended up posting in the Discord. There's a couple sanitariums that I would really like to go. There's a trail that's like 2 hours south of me that a lot of cult activity, um, a lot of paranormal sightings, along with ghost vehicles driving up and down the road, have been seen. Those are some of the places that have been intriguing to me, and that I plan on going and showing up, checking out. Oh, I can show it in Discord. Nice.
Yeah, you can. It's when it was leaving.
Okay.
So we were when I took the picture, we had just walked in and we were kind of startled. And then I was like, I need to take a picture of this.
Oh, okay. So this is in the hospital.
So
Then
this is the hospice, yes. So that
right.
deer had just finished coming up to the window. And then shortly after, he passed. Literally 8 hours later.
That's crazy, man. Wow.
So, and what the strange part was is we'd been watching them for the last like 4 days, and they hadn't gone to any windows. So they would come in there, go in the park area, and leave.
Mhm.
But then one day, about 2 days before this, it went to the window across the courtyard, and then that lady had passed. I was like, what? And then after it went to my uncle, and then he passed, I was like, holy crap.
That's
That's pretty.
crazy.
And it only goes to that window, and then they leave, and then they don't come back for the rest of the day.
So yeah, uh, throughout your life, you've had your fair share and more uh,
Oh yeah.
of paranormal um, dealings.
So when I was 10 years old, my cousin thought Ouija boards were really cool. We were in his basement, and him and his sister, my brother, and I were down there. We were just hanging out. We were just cousins, right? Just playing. And they're like, let's play a board game. They pulled out a Ouija board, and I never saw a Ouija board before, but the feeling I got froze me like solid. And then all of a sudden, all the lights that we had on in the basement, and we hadn't even played it yet,
Mm-hmm.
all the lights on it, they pulled it out of the box. And then I froze. And I was like, we got to go upstairs right now, Bill. And Bill was like, he's my brother. He's like, no. He's like, no, we're fine. I'm like, no, we're not. and, and then all of a sudden, so he's like, fine, I guess we'll go upstairs. And then all of a sudden, all the lights turned off, and my cousin went flying into the wall.
Wow.
Now,
Goddamn.
my brother and I had already moved to the stairs. His sister was way too small to move how big of a man he was. Even at that age, he was, 14. She was only like 10, I think, or 9. She's not going to fling him like 6 feet across the room. And we left him. We just ran upstairs. We just ran upstairs. And eventually he followed up, but then nonstop every day after that, they were having plates being thrown out of cupboards, like falling and glasses breaking and like nonstop things. So then my cousin thought it would be a good idea because he read that, and I encourage nobody to do this. He read that you could find out if a spirit was good or not if you used a red apple and a butter knife. Problem is,
Oh,
if it's bad, it comes for you that night. If it's good, you're fine. It's a very dangerous way, and you get very seriously hurt. So do not do it. But that's what he did, and he did it in his basement for some reason. And can't remember what happened to him. I think he broke his arm the next day. He said somebody pushed him down the stairs.
oh,
I had an experience where I was in the shower in our house where in where I grew up, where I had a lot of weird shit going on. I thought it was my brother, because we used to fight a lot. I come out of the shower, I have my towel wrapped around me. I get in, I shut the door. So, like that wind you hear when you shut the door really fast. It's just like a little whoosh, right? Just a small little whoosh. But the door should have shut. You know what I mean? Like I did it with enough force to guarantee that the door was going to shut. And it didn't. Instead, it swung open twice as fast as what I did. And I got launched by this really pissed off spirit onto my bed. And he started strangling me. And
whoa.
I was trying to figure out. And I just remember yelling that my brother's attacking me. But at the end of the day, I was nobody there but myself and the spirit. And my brother was actually at work. So I had my dad there, but he was in the living room watching a show. And to be fair, he couldn't move that fast. So, yeah, it was a very odd one. But then there was like weird ones too, where I had to. I was woke up and saw probably the most beautiful but terrifying thing I've ever seen. Shortly after I saw the most scary evil thing I've ever seen, all in one night. It was like they're coming in to say life's balance or something. So I had a horrible experience with this dark entity in my room, so I couldn't sleep without the light on in my room for about 10 years. I just couldn't get over it. It was every time I turned it off, they were there, and it was just like I'm not screw it, I'm leaving it on. And the one night the light turned off on its own, and this whole thing event happened, kind of similar to where I got pushed. It was the same idea, so I was already terrified. I eventually fall asleep because I'm just exhausted. And I remember I woke up, but I don't know anybody who sleeps with their arms crossed their body. Like
Yeah,
like
that's
like you're
an odd way to sleep. Yeah.
but I couldn't move them. That was the weird part. And I just sat up in my bed and opened my eyes, and there was this like beautiful entity at the end of my bed that was
Hmm.
very like warm and peaceful and loving. And I was kind of like it was asking me to go with it. And I'm
Oh
thinking
man.
I'm like, I just had this other experience. I'm like, I don't want to have this be a trick or whatever. And so I learned, I was like, no. And I just remember I didn't sleep the rest of the night. And there was just so much stuff going on like that. So that was pretty much an everyday thing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. We're ending up in about 3 hours right now. We're probably gonna start wrapping things up. McBiggie, do you got anything else you would like to add or?
No, just thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it. And,
Absolutely.
glad to be a part of it. It's a really cool thing. It's something that I obviously have strong ties to, but at the same end, it's neat kind of debunking in a way because that's how I spent most of my life because my parents were like you're crazy, and then eventually I started showing them and they were like, oh my god, stop. Don't show me anymore. I was like, okay, but yeah. So it's good. It's a nice way to approach it because I've always approached it with a skeptical eye. You have to, but
Yeah.
it gets blurred sometimes, and so that's what I really liked about how you guys approached with it. I was very impressed with this being your first kind of encounter of investigation. I felt like you guys did a really good job. Be less hard on yourself. You guys did great.
Hey, thanks, man. Thank you so much. I guess I'm a very critical person, you know, and kind of hypercritical as we talked about earlier on. But again, thank you so much for the super kind words, man. Much appreciated. Uh, I look forward to future investigations, and I look forward to sharing those with both you, Mick Biggie, Guilty, Mrs. Ghosty, and everybody else in chat that was there that night, and for all the other future investigations. Um, Super excited to see what the future
Cynthia_TV
brings
has
to us.
decided to rejoin the gathering. Goes
Heck yeah, I'll
ghosty
be there with
animated
you, man.
scream.
Thank you so much, Cynthia, for the resub, man. We're gonna call it a night, dude. Again, McBiggie, thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to having some more recap streams, kind of like this one. Again, this is our first recap stream. The vibe that we're going for is kind of like a podcast type recap, and anybody else in the future for future investigations and stuff, if you guys end up seeing anything or hang out during the live investigations, you have something that you want to talk about the live investigations that we do over here, feel free to reach out to me, and then we could look into getting you involved with the gathering. I think I figured out the name, Make Biggie. I think we're gonna stick with the gathering.
Love it.
Perfect. So the gathering recap streams that we will be doing after live investigations. We'll see if we could get more people in here, going over some evidence, if you guys find anything that hasn't been spotted, all of that kind of stuff. Again, feel free to reach out to me, and then we'll talk about it. So yeah, I don't think I have anything else. I think we're gonna call it a night here.
Right on, man. Well, thanks for having me on, dude, and everybody have a wonderful night.
Hell yeah. See you guys later.